Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the Talk the Plank event for Neverland 2021. This is a debatable type game show where participants in the debate on various quirky, outlandish, and interesting topics. We are your hosts, Oasis Orgelius and Johnson Machado, and we would like to welcome you to today's event.
Yes, hello, and welcome to this event. And today we'll watch our contestants debate over each of the 8 silly motions. But before that, what are the mechanics for this event?
The debate, which as previously mentioned, has 8 people in its tournament format, which would consist of first, the giving of the motions by the hosts, second, the minute break, or rather the 30-second break given to the contestants to think about the motion, and finally, each of the contestants' speeches. Right. Okay, yeah. Each contestant has 2 minutes to give their speech. Now, once those 2 minutes have passed, the judges will be given time to decide on a winner. Now, note, however, that the winners will be only announced at the end of the final match of the round. The judges in a panel of 3 will pass their judgment by deciding on how well the contestant performed individually by arguing their points. All right, yeah. Now, to move on, we introduce each of our contestants. So, unmute yourself and just say hi. So first off, we have from class 11G, we have Johan Cortez.
Hello, I like salad.
All right.
Right.
Next
yes,
up,
hello.
we have Rain Peña from 11B.
Hello. It's
Oh.
my twin, SpongeBob.
Yeah. All right. Third, we have Jared Carlos.
Hello.
Right.
Right.
Fourth, we have Neil Nayorga.
Hello.
All right. Our fifth contestant is Zach
Okay.
Pialago. Zach.
Hello.
Zach. Oh wait. Okay. Okay. I guess you bugged out. Okay. Sixth, is Aaron Martin.
Hello, I'm Aaron, but you could call me Rob because I'm a heartthrob and I'm going to steal this show.
Oh wow, very much confident. Okay, we'll see about that later.
Sige. Seventh is Corvin Casas.
Hello.
All right. Yeah. And last but not least is Gianni Tabalok.
Hello. Save the best for last. Okay.
All right. Sige. Yes. Okay. We can to introduce the judges now. First up is a former Invictus member from class 11A, Ethan C.
Yo, okay, let's go.
All right. Yeah.
Second judge we have is a current Invictus member, also from 11A, Kikoy Dong.
Hi. What's up?
All right. Yeah. And lastly on the panel is a current Invictus member, this time from 11B, Hans Arnaldo.
11B. Shout out to Aaron.
Okay.
So take the props with a grain of salt and have fun.
Yeah, we don't mean to offend anyone. And given that, we can begin. So everyone, if you look at your screens right now, Jansen is giving the bracketing for the entire tournament. If you're all right, yes. We see the bunch of question marks on the in place of like people on the bracket, right? So if you see now, you can see your names on the screen. So if you're able to locate yourself in the bracket, you would be able to see who you're facing up against and could possibly be facing if you are able to move on to the next round of the tournament. So, okay, yes.
Right.
Yes. To reiterate, each contestant would be judged according to their individual argumentation and would thus move on to the next round in regards to that. Now, to move on, the motion for the first match between Gianni and Rain is... Okay. If you were to become an alien, sino yung una mong sasabihin na alien ka? Si mama o si papa? So, Gianni will be arguing that he would tell his mother, and Rain would be arguing that he would tell his father. So sige, we'll give 30 seconds for you to think about the motion and formulate some arguments.
Right, just 30 seconds. Gianni.
Oh, okay. So, I believe that I would tell it to my mom because, well, let's look at common literature like Invincible and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I know you guys know that because I just know. If you see those movies, there's a common. If you see those literature, there's a common trend between both of them, and that is the father is always the alien. Because if you're an alien, you have to have one of your parents to be another alien, and based from those movies, it's always the father. There is no case in which the mom is the alien. Therefore, if you were to tell your father that you're an alien, they'd be like, I already know. Now let's kill the galaxy. But if you tell your mom, you'd be like, oh, cool. And she wouldn't kill the galaxy. That is the main difference between the two. Not only that, but let me tell you something. My mother right now, she's on checkup, because I think she has COVID. She's had symptoms for the past 2 weeks. She's having a checkup right now, and let me tell you, my father is not taking it well. He is irritable. Is it alright to bring family matters into this? Whatever. So the point there is telling your father, screw fathers. That's the point. Amen.
Oh.
And I thank you.
Alright.
Yeah. We're ending on that note.
Alright.
Disclaimer, I love my father.
None of these arguments reflect our opinions personally. So alright, so the time is up.
Time's up. Alright, Rain's next then.
We move on to Rain's speech now. Ready? Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the crucial flaw with Gianni's speech is that the logic and argumentation that he provided could easily be flipped. And in today's speech, I'll be doing that. Wow. So he mentioned literature, right? He did a case study of how in most cases, the father is usually the alien. And for that reason, alam na agad daw ng father, and that's why it doesn't make sense to tell it to them. But I believe that if you're human and you choose to become an alien, telling your father is probably the best choice, the first best choice and stepping stone to actually transforming as a person. Because if we take into account the frame and the premise brought about by Gianni, it means that the father already knows the issues and the issues and the experiences of an alien. That means that if you approach him, most likely he will be there to guide you. He will be the one to actually explain what it's like and to assure you that it's okay to become an alien. Because it's 2021, guys. We should be accepting of everyone's identities, right? And I don't see how Gianni actually proves why it's so much better to be to tell the mother instead of just ruining fathers in general, right? This is quite unfair to fathers. I love both of my parents, and I'm not sure if Gianni does. Joke lang. But at the end of the day, I tell you that both of our parents are very important to us whenever we have updates or we have important decisions in our lives. But at the end of the day, telling your father is much more incremental because they will be able to empathize with you more and they have more experience in becoming an alien. And to end my speech, let me quote one of my favorite groups ever, Sex Bomb Girls. They said in their song, Bakit Papa? And for that reason, thank you. Whoa.
All right, so your time is up. Thanks for your speeches. Since the winner of each individual round will be announced after every match and the first round has concluded, just wait until lay back and wait for the rest of the matches to continue and chill. You did well. So yes, we can move on to the second match in the round now, which is Johan against Neil. So, all right. Our motion is, gagamitin mo ba ang SHBCRs kaysa sa ASTBCRs kahit lumang-luma na ito? So, considering that SHBCRs are the oldest in Pisay, would you use them over the ASTAB CRs or not? So, yes. Interesting question. Okay, we can start now with Johan's 2-minute speech. Johan, you're arguing for the SHB CRs to be used over the ASTB CRs. So, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, picture this. You're a little boy in grade 7, first year in Pisay. You pass your project to Ma'am Sanchez, Filipino, because you just finished it. And you were pretty proud of it. You think you and your group did a pretty good job. The first thing she does is she slams it on her table, off of her desk, and calls you an idiot. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't give your all. This work is garbage, as she would say in Tagalog. And, well, that hurt you, right?
Right.
So, in order not to mess up your next classes, you head over to the bathroom to cry, to let out some steam. You don't want to ruin anyone's lunch. You don't want anyone to get worried about you, so you go there. You open your pocket sandwich that you brought from home, and you take a bite. Once you take a bite, this reminds you of the moments in your past when your mom made sandwiches for you in elementary. Those sandwiches that you woke up to every morning, coupled with "Good morning, Nak. I love you. Hope you do good today." And Nak,
Hello?
you got this.
Okay.
Kaya mo yan. And when you get to school, all you get is showered by praises. That moment in the bathroom sticks with you up until your final days in Pisay. If you had that experience, you didn't, because that was my experience. Stop stealing my identity. And I'm here to tell you that when I was crying in that bathroom over the grade Ma'am Sanchez gave me, sorry, I felt my mother's embrace. The walls may have been hard, the floor may have been damp and dusty and messy, but the little comfort that that restroom gave me and the accessibility, the nearness of it to that disapproving classroom was enough to keep me going for one more week. It was enough to make me reconsider not dropping out. And I will always go to the SHB bathroom over the ASTA bathroom just to relive that comforting and reassuring feeling that isn't present anywhere else in the school, thanks to that one experience. Thank you.
All right. With time to spare, we move on here now to Neil's speech. Are you ready, Neil?
Yes. Yes.
All right. In 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Okay. First of all, Johan said that after the interaction with Ma'am Sanchez, he cried in the SHB bathroom. But guess what? He left the door open. So when Ma'am Sanchez passed by, Ma'am Sanchez told Johan, "Ba't ka umiiyak dyan? Ha? Huwag ka nga umiyak sa harap ko." So guess what Johan did? He ran to the ASTA bathroom. You know why? Because he wouldn't go anywhere near SHB again because Ma'am Sanchez might see him. So when he went to the ASTA bathroom, it was much better there because there was more space thing that comes out of something and something. It's a joke lang. And aside from that, in the SHB building, there might be a teacher's bathroom, but most of the time it's not functional or something is broken in the toilets. Therefore, the teachers also do their business in the students' CR.
Right.
I've had that experience once, and I didn't like it because after that it was the class. I won't mention the teacher because.
All right. Motion 3. To read it back for Zach and Jared. If you had to choose, do infants enjoy infancy more than adults enjoy adultery? So, to clarify on Kikoy's earlier question, you can take adultery as you can ask what you take of it. That is what you take of it. Adultery is what you take of it. I'm saying that for the sake of the question. That's not something I put. Okay.
To clarify, we are
Jared?
leaving this prompt for the contestants' own interpretation.
Yes. Jared will be arguing for the infants and Zach will be arguing for the adults. So we can start the timer now.
Hello? Am I audible? Okay. Okay ba? So, just to define things, adultery is just cheating with your partner and doing some stuff with other people that are not, desirable. So, with that, I have two arguments. So, first, on the principle, we say that adults committing adultery is principally bad because realize that
okay, fine, you adults commit adultery with one another, but consider this scenario. What if adults commit adultery to babies or to children, right? That's bad because, infants don't get to enjoy their infancy, right? You allow pedo people like that to, commit adultery to babies, and you don't achieve the benefit of, opposition without harming babies. So then again, it's a clear win for the principal. But two, the benefits are uncomparative. Realize that, okay, sure, maybe adults would commit adultery with fellow adults. But where do adults come from? That's right, they come from babies, right? We say that since they come from babies, it is much more important then to prioritize babies. And this argument is not flippable given the fact that when you commit adultery, you don't want to have a baby. As much as possible, you want to try to, engage in that intercourse without resulting to baby. So adultery won't result to babies, but babies come from, adultery won't result to babies, but adults come from babies. And it's much better on our side. So even if, adultery is so very good, you can achieve that also on our side. So it's a clear win for government. And, based from personal experience, it's much better. Kasi infancy can also include adultery, right? You're a child. You can do whatever you want. You can commit adultery even if you're a child. So it's much better on our side. Thank you.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, first of all, your concept of adultery is wrong. Kasi although the famous definition of adultery is very well known, where they interact in such ways, adultery can be also interpreted as doing adults doing their services as adults to infants, for example, like treating infants, serving infants, etc. Joke lang. Wala lang. Give me a sec. Sige. Okay, first of all, your concept of adultery is in a way wrong. Although in the term adultery may be connected to the indecent actions that adults may do. Another meaning for it is adults doing their services and responsibilities as an adult, such as treating their own infants. And regarding how infants enjoy infancy, first of all, infants don't have a concept of infancy per se. They do have concepts of, let's say, shapes and numbers, simple concepts like that. But the concept of infancy, such a complicated concept, I don't think infants have such a concept of it. Adults, on the other hand, although adultery, yes, it may sound wrong, and it is wrong, but if, alam niyo na. No, wait lang. Need time to recover. Ayun nga, adultery does not mean, cheating. What if, in a way, what if nag-adultery siya kasi the other significant partner isn't doing their responsibility as an adult? They may be finding other partners so that it may fulfill the responsibilities that it lacks to, cherish as a couple and cherish, that cherish other things that, a couple should have, like taking care of their children, living as a family, living properly, per se. And that's all that I can say. Thank you.
All right. So our fourth motion here, the fourth match between Aaron and Corvin. We see here, if you see an endangered animal eating an endangered plant, which would you save first? So Aaron, you'll be arguing for the endangered animal, and Corvin will be arguing for the endangered plant. So 30 seconds starts now. All right. So We are starting now with Aaron's speech. Aaron, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. Wait, 3, 2, 1, and go.
So, if I ever see an endangered animal and an endangered plant, which one will I save first? So, I'm going to weigh both of them here first. So, an endangered animal has a bigger value in the ecosystem than an endangered plant, since what else could an endangered plant provide that a normal plant can't, right? And I like to believe that if you ignore, you're basically making a choice on it. So like a lot of animals right now are actually endangered, like a lot. And I would like you to name an endangered plant on the top of your head that you genuinely care about. You don't, because rhinos are about to go extinct. Bro, you or without those endangered plants, I'm sure there are a lot more plants. There are forestry plantations actions. You know, team trees before team C's become a thing, which was yesterday or something. Team trees planted a lot of trees, and I mean, those trees aren't endangered, but they did a handful of job in helping our environment. So basically, what's the point in saving an endangered plant's life when you can save an endangered animal's life that has a bigger impact on helping or benefiting our ecosystem? I see it as pointless in helping an endangered plant, since, I mean, what else can it do that a normal plant can't, right? Thank you. A bigger impact on helping or benefiting our ecosystem.
We move on now.
I see it as pointless in helping an endangered plant, since
We move on now to
I mean,
G2
what else can
Esports
it do
Corvin
that a normal plant
Casas
can't,
to
right?
stake his
Thank
claim. So, are you ready, Corvin? All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, so paano muna natin malalaman na endangered ang plant or animal? And that's exactly the reason. The people are, so bakit mas importante ang endangered plants sa atin? Kasi endangered animals, actually sila, they're not really endangered in a sense na they're hard to spot. Pero ang plant, di ba, di gumagalaw. Ang animal gumagalaw. So, malay mo, bigla mo na lang matapakan yung last flower in the world. That's not my fault. So, ang animals naman, they can evolve. My bio course can relate with me, genetic evolution. Well, plants, matatagalan pa sila kasi the environment is changing. Okay, climate change is real, by the way. And plants are, just chilling there. And would you rather have a flower, or would you have a mosquito biting you when you're asleep? Or an animal that I will not say because it keeps keeping me awake at night. So.
All right.
And that's right.
We have Kikoy Dunka to. Is it Kikoy? Yes.
Hello, sorry.
All right. Wait. Are you going to? Is it you who's going to be the one to announce for the first round?
I mean, sure.
All right. Sige. Yes, we have Kikoy Dunka who's going to provide commentary and give input on each of the debates of the first round and announce the winners as well. So,
right.
Go ahead.
Okay, so hi, I'm Kikoy. I think you all know me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through each and every one of the debates. I'm gonna give first of all my winner and why I think they won, and then points of improvement for each speech. First one was the one about if you were an alien, would you rather tell your mother or your father? Gianni took the side of the mother and Rain took the side of the father. I think we gave this on a 3-0 decision to Rain. Mainly because Rain was able to, he was able to operate under Gianni's frame and flip it. He flipped his frame and made it so that when operating under that frame of if your father is the alien, he probably knows more, he's more empathetic. So he managed to make arguments off of that frame. And I think on Gianni's part, it was, I do appreciate the references to literature. I think they were still pretty, they were hard, their claims were hard to buy. And although he did have his own like anecdotes, I think it's not something that's universal. And he didn't really give much of substance apart from that. So on a 3-0 decision, we gave that to Rain. For the second one, the one about the ASTAB versus the SHB comfort rooms, it was Johan on the side of the SHB and Neil on the side of the ASTAB comfort rooms. We gave this one again on a 3-0 decision to Neil because Neil again worked under Johan's frame, and then he instead of just making it purely sentimental, purely emotional, he was able to integrate a lot of pragmatic benefits. So you get more exercise if you run up the stairs. There are separate bathrooms. The bathrooms are better. Whereas Johan's was merely operating on he was merely tugging on the heartstrings. Although it was a very heart-wrenching story. It was something that brought a tear to my eye. It was there was not enough substance there for him to take it over again. Third was the one with Jared and Zach. This one was pretty contentious. This was the one about do infants enjoy infancy more than adults enjoy adultery. This was contentious. On a 2-1 split, we gave it to Zach. So why? First, Zach gave a more equitable definition of adultery. So given the context of the debate, does infancy give infancy to infants? It should be the definition then of adultery should be parallel to that. So what he gave was basically adulting or being an adult rather than cheating. And apart from this, Zach gave a lot some concepts of the fact that the concept of infancy is not known to infants. So basically, a whole ignorance of bliss idea, and then so they probably don't get to enjoy that as much. And then like adults are able to since they have a lot more agency. Zach mentioned that adults are able to enjoy life more. And he also operated under Jared's frame, which was adultery is cheating. And he said that the reason why people commit adultery is because there are needs that are unfulfilled, and to actually be able to enjoy life, to be able to live life, you need those needs fulfilled. That's why you commit adultery. Whereas for Jared, his speech was again operating on somewhat of a faulty definition, and second of all, the substance was kind of unnuanced and not necessarily towards the motion, and not nuanced to whether infants enjoy infancy more. Lastly, it was Aaron versus Corvin. Again, on a 3-0 split. This was the one about endangered animals or endangered plants. We gave it to Corvin because Corvin gave a lot. Because first of all, Aaron gave a lot of claims that were the legwork to prove them wasn't like necessary. It wasn't done. So their claims were pretty hard to buy. Like an endangered animal giving bigger value in the ecosystem, that is very contentious. That is something that as a biocore is something that's kind of hard to buy. And it's not just like normal plants can do stuff that endangered plants can also do. It's kind of again another contentious thing. It's something that's kind of hard to buy because like I don't think a sunflower can do the same thing as like a malunggay or something. So I don't think that's something that I could buy. What a good piece of analysis that Aaron did give was appealing to the audience in that you probably care more about an endangered animal rather than an endangered plant. which gives the idea of like proximity. So what's closer to you is what you'll care about more. But apart from that, it was nothing else was much substantiated. Corvin, on the other hand, he laid groundwork. So he said that these things are rare or endangered because they give value, right? So he also gave a principled justification as to why to save endangered things. So things like they're only endangered because humans overuse them, etc., etc. That's something that I really appreciated. And generally, his claims are a lot easier to buy. And that's why we gave it to Corvin.
All right. And with that, we can show you the current standings for the second round for the debate. Go ahead, Johnson. There we go. That concludes the 4 matches of the first round.